Okay, we should be live right now. Good morning everybody, and thanks for joining me for Advent of Code. I see somebody already liked the stream before we started, so thanks for that, it's appreciated. I never mention those things, so I always forget, so it's nice to see that that like. Thank you. So yeah, yesterday was a rough one. Like I said, I woke up with a migraine, had a bad day, decided to stream in the evening anyways, and I needed a bunch of help. I will still revisit that code maybe today, but not in this stream. So I think I might look at it tonight and refactor some stuff, because I think there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be changed and be improved. But for now, let's get ready with day 18 and have some fun. So yeah, Lavaduct's Lagoon. Thanks to your efforts, the machine parts factory is one of the first factories up and running since the lava fall came back. However, to catch up with the large backlog of part requests, the factory will also need a large supply of lava for a while. The elves have already started creating a large lagoon nearby for this purpose. However, they aren't sure the lagoon will be big enough. They've asked you to take a look at the dig plan, your puzzle input, for example. Okay. So it's a direction, a number, and a... is that a color? Weird. Okay. The digger starts in a 1 meter cube hole in the ground. They then dig the specified number of meters up, down, left or right, clearing full 1 meter cubes as they go. The directions are given as seen from above, so if up were north, then right would be east, and so on. Each trench is also listed with the color of the edge of the trench should be painted as an RGB hexadecimal color code. Okay, I actually wrote an OCR algorithm kind of thing last year or the year before for an answer. I wonder if we get some nice visuals out of this. Each trench is also listed, yes. Okay, when viewed from above, the above example dig plan would result in the following loop of trench, having been dug out from the otherwise ground terrain level. And Sunco Software says, good morning, and good morning to you too. Thank you for joining me in the stream. How are you doing? Have you done a bunch of Advent of Code this year already? Or I thought you didn't have a lot of time this year, right? With schoolwork? Or am I mixing people up? Let me see. So, okay, they created a path. At this point, the trench could contain 38 cubic meters of lava. However, this is just the edge of the lagoon. The next step is to dig out the interior so that it's 1 meter deep as well. Ah, this is funny. So you could actually use like the shoelace from a few days ago, or a flood fill. The trick with the flood fill is that you have to treat this as a bound and then pick the first one inside and mark that differently so that it only floods from there. Let's see, Sunco Software says, doing well. I just got back from a small holiday, so I haven't done much AOC this year. Ah, okay. Are you planning to do some of them or not? Because I can imagine that it's less fun when you've already seen everybody code the solutions. Like for me, part of the fun is trying to come up with something myself. That's why I always try to stay away from everything and not spoil myself. The furthest that I'll go is to pull up the day to create a screenshot to make the thumbnail, and then I'll just start blind usually. Let's see, at this point, yes, however, the just edge of the lagoon, the next step is to dig out the interior, that's 1 meter deep as well. Now the lagoon can contain a much more respectable 62 cubic meters of lava. While the interior is dug out, the edges are also painted according to the color codes in the dig plan. The elves are concerned the lagoon won't be large enough. If they follow their dig plan, how many cubic meters of lava would this hold? So this one will be the part 2 thing, for sure. So you have to stab or mix between colors. I think it will be fun. I did the first few days, but the puzzles are a bit out of my league. But I like watching your streams as I always learn new things. Ah, that's so nice to hear. Hopefully good things. Maybe in January, because I really like streaming this stuff. So I was thinking, if you were up for it, maybe we could do like a collab stream where I just help you tackle stuff that you're like, okay, I don't know how to do this. Like a pair programming, something like that. I think that would be fun to do. But yeah, just an idea that just came to me. Let's first solve this day and not put you on the spot too much. Let's see. Let's go to day 0, create a copy, call it day 18. Yeah, that will be really helpful. Okay, let's get back to that later. I think it will be fun. So this one would be 62. First 38 and then 62. So like this. Cons long answer P1 test before flood 38. I think it's that one, right? No, that's Discord. 38, yes, okay. So let's do this. So we take input of 2 lines. And let's increase the font size a bit so that you can read along more easily. So like this. Let me see. So we have a direction from previous days. I had something called direction here. Let's set up a map. So dictionary char, comma, direction, direction lookup is new. And then we can do const car direction marker up like this, direction marker right is R, direction. There will come a time that I can write this without misspelling. Direction marker down is D and direction marker left is L. Okay. So then we set up the pairs, which means direction marker up becomes direction dot up. Cool. Wow. Up, right, down, left. Okay, and we should probably make this one the same writing style. So actually the autofill actually did it correctly this time. So that is nice. So for here we can do a as actually. So this is my extension again. So the first one will be x0. The second one will be x, will be bytes.parse. And the third one will be, this one needs to be hex parsed. So we do x.trim, actually we can date that. Let me see, you could do like 2, something like this. This would be the substring for stripping off the first, second, and then the last, I think. I will have to test this just to make sure. And this would have then be int parse, because we need to have a base 64, base 16, and I actually don't remember how to. C# hex string to int. That was the number styles. Okay, sure. And then we have the number styles. And the funny is that I wrote all sorts of fast hex parsing things in the past, but I was like, there is a built-in thing that we can use. And I should probably do system.drawing.color from ARGB. Will this work? Yes, I think it would be. It would work. Because the alpha will be even more bits to the left, so that is fine. So if you would have alpha, you would have like this in front of it. So this one will result in just a fully opaque, non-opaque version. And now we need to name this variable. Let me see, directions equals. And this one will be a list. And the first one will be a direction. Byte distance, and then system.drawing.color. Boom, and then we do toList on this one. toList, like this. Okay, so now we have it parsed. So I split it to lines, then for each line I do this, and I use my, I split by space, then I use my as transform to turn this into a value tuple, and by declaring the type in the front here, it will be named like this. So normally, if you don't do this, if I would do var, like if I do this, if I would do var, then you'd see directions. Then you have item 1, item 2, item 3, right? But if you declare the type like this, it will actually be a value tuple, a named value tuple. And now you can do directions dot and then 0. And now we have the distance, direction and color. Let me just name it this. Let's give them full names, why not? Live a little. And as always, I'll take this global because we can reuse this in 2 parts. So we can just do it like this. So this is our input parsed. See, I always learn something new. Yeah. Glad to help. But to be fair, nowadays you have the and let me set a breakpoint here so that I can validate this part. And nowadays you have something called a record, which is just an immutable type that you should probably use for stuff like this over value tuples. But I haven't gotten into the habit of using them yet, so I'm just using what works for me right now, and I should actually go back and refactor this to use records for stuff like this, because the type signature becomes very large and hard to read. And likewise, the stuff that I do here, this makes it harder to read. So what I could do is just align them like this. Add some spacing, you know, doing stuff like this just reduces the cognitive load on people when reading the code. So my instinct is always like, okay, these are constants that I declare so that I don't have to look at them and have magic codes, and when I use them in codes it's fine. So what I should do is just region magic numbers markers like this. This should be normally just be hidden away, because when you start reading the code and you see a bunch of stuff cluttered up there, it adds to the cognitive load that you need to read the code. So adding spacing and structure like this helps to reduce how hard it is to read. And I never really do that, because for me, as soon as I've written these lines, they're out of my mind and I just refer to these tags in the code. But when you present your code to somebody else for the first time, they're like, oof, what am I reading? Because they don't know, it's the first thing they see. So I actually contemplated making these partial and just have like a separate file with all this stuff, because it's not needed to understand the code at all, right? These are just the things that we have to make the code structured. And the values for these, you should be able to trust them just based on how you encounter them in code. But yeah, that's just my little rant. And I notice this when I show my code to other people, that this initial stuff that they encounter already makes them go like, oof, what the hell am I looking at? So you should probably do yourself a favor and put all of this stuff, structure it nicely and stick it away in the region. When they encounter it, it won't be collapsed anyways, but it helps. So yeah. Let me get back to the actual code. Let me also make sure that we run today's code here. And let's just test the parsing for now, because I want to make sure that in this case we have this string, and I want to make sure that, because I never use this, that I do this in the correct way. Oh, I didn't take my selection here. So this should be 6 characters in hex. Yes, okay. So this is actually the correct notation. So it's a start index, keep going till you reach, this is the end marker. So this just means go to the end. So length -1 in this case. So yeah, this is a nicer way to write a substring, because you don't have to actually pass in the length. And Amarte says, hi Nick, how are you today? I'm a lot better than yesterday, thank you. I just gotten started writing the parsing code for today. So I've just read the problem. Let me just go over it quickly. You have a list of directions followed by a length and a RGB color code. So that will be nice to visualize. That basically maps out a trench that needs to be dug, and then you need to flood fill inside. So yeah, funny. And I thought you could do it 2 ways. You could do the shoelace technique, which might be a bit overkill, or you can do a flood fill from inside, where you find the first marker inside and then mark that different as the edge and then flood fill. Done part 1, working on part 2. Okay, cool. Let's see if I can catch up to you. I don't think so, but yeah, let's see. So for part 1, I think you start at the top, right? Boom, 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 boom. The digger starts in the 1 meter cube hole in the ground, and they dig the specified number of meters up, down, left, right. Okay. Basically, you don't have a reference. This could go either way. So I would say let's start at 0, 0 and just build it up. I think you can. I've chosen a method that is biting me, but I'm sticking to it. Haha, nice. I'm stubborn and like that as well. So let's see. Let's start. So we will have a hash set. And even though because if these ranges, let me look at the input, if these ranges become really big, then even a sparse map might be a pain. Let's see, how long are the ranges? Oh, these are fairly doable. Good thing that I didn't expect it to be just a single digit. There's nothing that's 3 digits here, so it will still fit in my byte for now. Okay. So let's do it like this. Int row, int col, trench is new, like this. For each div in directions. Okay, we do int row, int col, current is 0,0. I really need to abstract this away because find myself copying the same thing. If I already had made a type out of this, it would have been just positional logic. Let's do it like this. So we have our combine function here, and then we have a rotate. And then we need to have the mapping for the directional move. So we have it like this, and this gives us all the logic that we need. Let's put this inside the region here. Okay. We don't care about the direction here, because we do for int I is, actually it's byte here, byte I is 0. I is smaller than there dot distance, increment I. Let me think. Offset is directional move diff dot direction. Okay. Current is combine current comma offset. So this is the next step, and we do trench dot add current like this. So we won't actually dig at 0, 0, but we will start from there, which is fine. And this shouldn't, let me check if contains direction, the distance, made us revisit current. Okay, let me just do it like this. And this one will be answer before flood. Console upright line. Post duck boom, and this one will be trench count. Okay. So if you run this, 38. It's test. Why is it not? I didn't assign it here. Never mind. So that is 38. Okay. So I should do P1 is this. P1. Okay, so this works. And we never encounter a same position twice, so that is good. So now to do the flood, yes, let's write a flooding, void flood, no, let's do hash set row int vol flood, and this one will be edges. So we do result is new, like this. Return result. So now we take let me think. So for let's do var first is edges dot first. Okay. And actually I can take the top left or something. Dot first. Let's see. Order by. Then by. First. Okay, so this is the most northwest one we can find, and then I need to validate that it at least let me think. So I would expect if I have a top left corner that there's one to the right and one below it, and then one to the bottom right isn't. So let's just validate that I'm correct, that this is a corner. So if results.contain, no, edges, edges.contains, combine, first, comma, directional move, right. So let's write this out. Make sure this is a corner. Down, and then we don't want it to exist. And then we combine this again. Something like this. Else, throw new application exception. Didn't find a corner in the way we Okay, so this will be a naive version. Let me just make sure that it's fine. So then we make first is this one. Let me do it like this. Right is, so first is this one, right is first, combine, first, comma, and then this one to the right. Down is combine, first, comma, and then down. Down right is combine, down, comma, like this. Okay, so we expect that it contains right and it contains down, but it doesn't contain right down, down right. Like this, okay. Blurred fill from this. So let's do a Q, probably Q, int row, int row, int full. q is new, q.enqueue, right, like this, yes, and we do while q.count larger than 0. Okay, and then we do pause is q.dequeue. And then we just get all the directions from there. So I can just do down, up, left, something like this. So we have all our variables there. So we can do at least this one. So we do up equals up, and we go from boss actually. Up, right, down, left. Okay. Let's see. If node edges contains then we do this. And not result of contains pos. Fine. We do result of add pos like this, and then we queue up the rest. And we probably could make sure that we only queue them if this is true, but that this doesn't even matter. Right, let me just do it like this. Let's just make sure that we do. No, we should do it here. Then we should test before adding these. I think that is the best case. Something like this. Yes, because we want to flood that one and go on. Let me see, and I should probably just have just an action int row int call try queue already used pos, let me just call this P. Something like this, right? So now we can do try queue up. And since we have this as a one-liner now, we actually don't need to do the variables here, so we can just do this. And save an allocation. So we do up, right, down, left, boom, like this. And now everything is refactored. So let's see if this works. Flood is no flood trench. Flooded tiles. P1 plus flooded count. Okay. 24 added for a total of 62. Is that correct? That is correct. Nice. We can also test this here as well, by the way. So we can do P1 flooded count, so that is fine. Flooded tiles is now flood count. Total is P1 because we already incremented that. So I can do it here and then I can do it again with this one. So now I test both states in the assert. Boom. So that is fine. So now let's run the real test and see if my corner detection works. False. Let's see. No, it works. Whoa, not the right answer. Your answer is too low. Okay. That is interesting. Let me guess. There are multiple pockets. So the flood fill needs to. Haha. Okay, that's annoying. Let me see. Okay. So we do an alternative way to flood. Like this. Bum, ba, dum, ba, bum. Let me think. So what I can do is yes, for each var edge in edges int x int row int call int row call let me think. Int min x min a max x max a min x is edges dat min cool. So I'll try to walk and have the shoelace method and do it that way. So let me see. And to do this properly, I should probably walk from like the idea is if this is the grid, what you want to do is start at a point, walk diagonally and count the ones that are in line. But you don't want to do that for each one because you will traverse the same space multiple times. So what you want to do is translate this X to this one. So you add the height here, I think. because you walk in a straight line. So you do the max I, the difference between min and max y, you subtract that from min x, and then you walk diagonally, and that should make you cover everything once. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So now we do min x subtract max y minus min y. Do I need to add 1 to that? No, I don't think so. I think I'll hit every one of them. I might be wrong, but I think this will be fine. So now what I can do is for int y is min y smaller than max, smaller equal to max y. Actually, we don't need to traverse the last one because that will always be an edge. Increment y for int x is min x smaller than max x, increment x. No, I don't actually need to do this. I just need to walk the x-axis. Because I will always walk from x down to that spot. So we do int row is min y, col is x, boundary count. So we do if edges that contains row comma col, boundary count, boundary count. Oh, we increment that. What's the issue here? Okay. Else if I need to have an additional like this. Else if boundary count. Actually, we don't need to have the boundary count. You can bool inside is false. Inside is not inside. Inside is not inside, like this. If inside, then we do result of add row comma col, like this. Increment row, increment col. Let's see, do while row smaller or equal than max row. No, max y. I think this is the logic. Let's try that one. It's a different number. First, let's go back to the test case and make sure that the test still works. No, it doesn't. Because flood did nothing. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Let me go. Let's see. So min, we go from 0.6 to... Ah, that's because I had an issue here. 27 and we had 24 before, I think, right? Because now P1 is too high. That's interesting. So let's print this out to see what I've done wrong, just in case. Let me actually, if I never cross outside, I need to, yeah, that's a good one. So what I need to do is actually have a local hash set that I only flush once I end the end wall. So I can do like this. Yes. Local result. This new. What I can do is local result add. Like this. If local result count larger than 0, result add range. Isn't there like a result of? Let me just do it simple here. For each local result add local result local, and then we do local result up here like this. And this makes sure that we only add it once we do a boundary. My approach is working sometimes now, so I'll watch your stream. I'll pause your stream. Need pause from some pause from coding. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for keeping me company, and yeah, looking forward to see what you've done. So I think this one will fix our issue, because if I explain what's going wrong, why I get a too high number here, the shoelace, once we pass the last boundary, we don't know that we won't see another boundary again. So what I do is I locally gather everything on the inside, but only flush it once we add another boundary. And that's this logic basically. So basically here we can do if local result count larger than 0, console.writeLine discarded entries out of bounds. And this one will show you, right? Local count local result count if test. Okay. Oh, now we have too little. That is funny. Could that be an off by 1 by not considering something? So by now I want to just have a print function just to validate what is going on. So we can do void print map. And we do, we have a hash set of trench, and then we have a flood here. So we do console.clear, console.set cursor position 0,0. Actually, we can just do for each var post in trench, and then we add it like this, and this will be post dot and I need to swap these actually. Console dot write trench marker. Did I? Let me just put that here. trench marker. And here we do console.foreground color is color.red. And then for the flood we do green. We do system red sleep, just that we can see it change. Because if there's a bug with something overriding, well, I could do an intersect on both of them, but yeah, it's fine. We do that one in green, and this one will be flood, and we should be able to easily see what's wrong. So boom, 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 boom. So if test print map trench, flood, like this. Okay, so let's do this. So there's one in, there are two here. There's one out of bounds there and one here. That is interesting. Yes, because I cannot walk diagonally actually, because there's a different algorithm here. I should just walk side to side actually. Yes, I was doing this too difficult because the vertical one only works when the pipes are like this. So let me fix that. Let's also fix the cursor position here in the end. So, comma, let's do 30 or something. And then console dot like this, so that we at least don't print through it. So the flood alt should probably just go left to right, and other than that it's fine. So I don't need to do the min max. I can just do the Y actually, or I can do top down. I can do top down, it doesn't really matter which way you go. So in this case, yes, so I do the X, so then I need to just do the rows. Row equals min y. Yes, this is fine. For each of them, just walk down. And I think this logic should then be fine. I got to go. We'll rewatch the recording this afternoon. Have a great day. Thank you. Same to you. Have a good one. So let's see. In this case, actually it only flips when there is an opening. Now that there only changes once there's a boundary switch, because if there's multiple in a row, that doesn't mean that it's an outside wall. Yes, let's see. So this needs to still be a little bit different. Inside before like this. Okay. So what we need to do is if this one not equal to inside before, inside is not inside, right? Let me see. We're not inside right now. Let me see. basically, once we encounter an edge, then we might be on the inside until we find a empty spot. I think I was thinking that I could shortcut this and just make it track boundary switches there. But the fact, if you walk it like this, that doesn't mean that there has to be... Let me think. Because what I was trying to prevent was having to, for each row, then count down. Let's see, this is one switch, but this doesn't mean that it's encased. Basically, for each... Let me think if there's a different way to go about this, because we know the area that we have. If we can flood to the outside, it's not correct. So what I could do is actually just flood. Would that be an issue? No, because it can have the same problem as before with the issue that we had a few days ago. Like, was that day 10? Because now I'm thinking like I should walk the entire map and just try to flood out for every position that's not contained in either one of them, and only if we can reach an edge do we know that it's in or outside. Because if I start to flood fill this one and I am able to reach an out of bounds number, then I know it won't be one of the inside ones here. But I'm still thinking like I should be able to do the boundary cross. But in the case that we go here, like the top left, it's interesting. You could test the points if it's inside with a diagonal raycast. Yes, but that's what I did here. The thing is, there could be double walls. Because I had it diagonally before, and I wonder if there's a way that goes wrong. Like, because like let me go back to what I had before. Did I have it? Yeah, I had it diagonally. But I should probably just walk both the X and Y and just keep going there, and only add it if it ends up odd. Because what I was trying to do is take a shortcut and be smart, but I'm not that smart apparently. Because what I did here, yeah, but because what I did here would actually does the walk diagonally, but then you go here, you start at this point, and then you go here because you have a wall here, so you're inside, and then this one is marked as inside even though it's not inside. But let's see, so inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. So if I just keep going, I should know at the end if it's true or not. Yeah, I need to walk every plane. need to not try to be a smart ass and bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Now I think it will work. Because it needs to have an odd number in the diagonal. So here, like, if I start here, it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is even, right? So this one, it will know. If I rewrite it properly, it will work. I was just trying to take a shortcut, thinking I was smarter than the people that developed it in the algorithm, which clearly isn't the case. So yeah, let's fix that. So we do the flood alt. Because this works once I find the spot that's inside. So yeah, so let's just do that. So for int y is min y, y smaller than max y, increment y. Not sure if they need to be inclusive or not, but let's just make them inclusive. Why the hell not? Just boom. And then I need to do this, and I need to do the actual. So inside is false. This is fine. Inside is not outside. Boom. Here, and then we do if inside. Then we do result.add y comma x, like this. Boom. This whole local result can be removed. This is fine. Row is actually just y. Sure. So let's set that up here. Row call inside. Okay, so we do row is y, call is x, inside is false. And then we do this, and this basically just toggles it every time. Same like this is the odd even, and this is fine. So now, boom, value must be greater than, oh wait, what? Ah, it goes to the negative space. That's interesting. What did I do wrong there? Ah, it should not be able to actually get something there, but okay, let's see. Ah, that messes it up completely. Wow. Boom, 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 boom. So what did I do wrong here? Inside is false. We walk the row and column. Okay, let's boundary. Increment boundary count. If boundary count mod 2 is not equals to 0, then we add xy. I don't think I've changed anything, but yeah, this just completely messes up. And how is that possible? Oh, we also need to make sure that we only test if it's not in, let's see. I need to do that as well. Flood alt. If not, edges of contains y comma x. Okay, so it somewhat works, but 1, 2, 3, 4. How does this one get added here? Oh, because there's one to the end. So I don't think the diagonal walk works here. Because this is like a case where it doesn't cross a boundary. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that this is actually a boundary cross. So does that mean that it needs to have one here as well? Or that it has one there? When does this count as a boundary cross? Because basically what I need to count is the amount of times that I've encountered a white space after having seen this one. But in this case that doesn't work because this doesn't count as an edge for this one. So I always I need to like so I need to have either this or this to make it count, I think. Against test against 2 or 4 ways would eliminate the false positive. What do you mean? That does it need to be valid in both directions? Like if I would walk that way, then it would also work. Okay, I could do that. So what I could do is have a function like int cast ray cast intersect ray, and this one will be the edges. Int row int call pos, and this one will be int row int call offset. Something like this. And then we do int min x, int max x, int min y, int max y, just to have a bounce. Let's set them up in pairs. And then we do while pos smaller than max pos dot x dot row smaller or equal to max y, and I can just set the max because we only walk in need to have the both. Let's do it. Pos.row larger equal to min y, and pos.row smaller equal to max y, and pos.goal larger equal min x, and pos.goal max x. Okay. Keep in bounds. And result is 0. Come on. Result is 0. Boom, 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 boom. If And I can assume that the one that we're testing isn't in the edge, but let's just test it anyways. If edges of contains pos result, return result. Pos is combine offset like this. Okay. So now what we can do is boundary count can be replaced with cast intersecting ray, which would be row call. The offset would be combine directional move direction dot down and right, like this. This one will be the edges min x min y max x max y, like this. This is a whole mouthful of values. And since it's a bunch of numbers, let's make sure that we name them properly, so that we know that there can't be any cross signals or when the order changes. So this is a good idea when you have stuff like this, to just make sure that they map up. This is offset, and this is pos. Okay. So this is the cast down. This will be southeast, and then boundary southwest. Like this. If boundary count southeast to isn't equal to 0, then we do this, because if they both need to be odd, otherwise it won't be valid. And then we also need to have this one as a second, and this will be down left, right? Let's see if this changes anything. So this does 2 rays. Okay, so this still doesn't solve this one, apparently. This one is 1. This one is 1, 2. Okay, I think that one should have been fine. Let's see if we can test that position. So this one would be 0, 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, okay, 5,6. So let's do the flood and check it here. If y is 6 and x is 5. Let's see what happens here. So this one is the empty space that I think that we want to investigate. So this one says 1, and this one is 2. Ah, I don't test the proper one here. Okay, let's run this again. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so this one is solved. Now others are broken. Nice. Okay, this is horrible. So this one here, it will have one here, which is fine, and then it will have one. Okay, so that's not a solution. I don't think we can use diagonal rays here, because we just need to make sure that we ignore the kind of rows here. So basically what we need to do when we walk diagonally, I think, is that there's either a actually, I think we need to count the amount of times we've seen white space after having one or more borders, right? Because if you see borders, it doesn't matter. It's the amount of white space that comes after. But then it's out of bounds. Oh, what I could actually do is make sure that I draw a map around it. So if I draw a big edge around it, would that solve it? No. Basically, I think we just need to go in one direction and then just keep track of open or not. But in this case, this would... Okay, I think the solution would be to just test the open points, do a flood fill, and if the flood fill reaches the edge, then it's not valid. And I think that is the only sane way to do this. Because I had a flood fill that worked, right? Let me just do it like here. Boom. Like, it worked for this one because it's one contiguous area. The thing is, there might be more points that need to be checked. So what I did previously is something that I could do again here, which is, and let me just do that. What I did previously was take the most upright corner, and basically treat everything to the left and up for that as a, how do you call it? Or basically I could just walk down till I find the first edge and know that that is an outside edge. That is something that I could do. Just take the diagonal here and just walk it till I encounter an edge, and then I know I will have found the edge, and then I will walk around it. No, that's also not true. Let me think. This is so annoying. Well, no, actually I had an algorithm that was correct. I'm now just thinking that if the flood fill touches the outside, then you invalidate it, and otherwise you add it. So let me write yet another flood algorithm here. And this also means that as soon as I try, so this one, bool crossed edge boundary, like this. It would be so much easier if this was a float, but yeah. Oh well. Well, what you could do, what we could do, is just translate all the shapes, all the walls into shapes, right? Like with the pipes, and then you'd have all the kinds of cases that you want to ignore. And I could probably do that, but yeah, it will be a pain. Let's not do it. Actually, now that I think of it, wait, let me show. What I could do is convert this into the pipes thing, that it will tell you which connections it has. And then I can do the flood fill, the directional, diagonal algorithm. This is funny. Okay, let me show you. So this will be direction, get wall shape, and this one will be row, int row, int call. I think I found a way to still do it. I like this idea. Position, edges, and this one would return result is none. Return result. Okay. So now we get if combine position with directional move up, right? And we do if edges that contains up result wow, come on, or is pipe is dot up, right? Boom. Up, right, down, left. Boom. Left, down, right. Okay. Now we have this as one of those pipe shapes. And now we can do the diagonal walk like this. Let's do it like this. Var shape equals get wall shape. This will be pos. Pos edges. If shape and no, actually, if shape equals and now we want to exclude top right and for bottom left. So if shape equals direction dot up like this, or it's down left, not a boundary cross, else like this. And this one will actually need to be a function that I pass in. This will be a func bool ignore, how do I call it? Ignore. Yes. So we can do if not ignore, and let's see. Like this, okay? And then we do plus plus result. And here we do ignore. And then we get this logic, because it's dependent on the way that we traverse. So P, and this one becomes return this. Right? And now we can still keep our single ray. Let me just go like this. And we do if boundary southeast is like this, then we add it. Okay, so now I think this should be correct. And I need to go back to flood alt. Okay, and now it works. Did you see? Did you see? It works! I think I'm pretty clever for thinking of that. But probably everybody thought of that, but I find myself fairly clever for thinking of that. So now get the right answer, please. Let's do false. And I should probably not print that. Yeah, I saw that. Nice. Okay. Oh. I still need to have the proper one set up there. Holes dug is 3390. I think that might be fine. And it'd be, wow, that's a big area. That's a very big area. Woohoo! Happy with that. Very happy with that. Nice. Whew. Okay, so let's set up the test cases here to make sure that it's correct. So answer P1 becomes this one. And let's have an answer P1 before flood as well. That was 30 something. Big is good, yeah. So this one is pre-fill. So now we still have all our test data to make sure that we can validate everything, which is nice. Okay. So now we'll just go to part 2. No. I need to have answer before flood, like this. Set next statement. Yes, okay, fine. Because this equals this, and it's nice. Okay. Cool. Happy. Let's read part 2. Really happy. I assume now the colors come into play. Actually, before I start reading this, don't I have I have a lookup here that gives me the right color to print. So what I should do is actually have the for print map. Where's my print map? Print map. It won't let me do all those colors. Okay, never mind, never mind. There's probably a way to change that, but it's okay. Let's read part 2. The elves were right to be concerned. The planned lagoon would be much too small. After a few minutes, somebody realized what happened. Somebody swapped the color and instruction parameters when producing the dig plan. They don't have time to fix the bugs. debug, one of them asks if you can extract the correct instructions from the hexadecimal codes. Each hexadecimal code is 6 hexadecimal digits long. The first 5 hexadecimal digits encode the distance in meters as a 5-digit hexadecimal number. And the last hexadecimal digit encodes a direction to dig. Okay. 0 means right. Okay, that's annoying, but I'll fix that as well. Okay. Colors were my assumption too, like something with a gradient or somewhere else. Maybe dig deeper, so I saved colors on my map. But of course, no, yeah. It's nice that they have a twist that you can't predict that well. But yeah, this becomes very big. So you probably need to turn this into like actual squares and find the distance. Because even with a sparse map that I'm going right now, it's yeah, see, that won't work. Interesting. I'm not sure if I even have a plan for part 2. Because basically what you need to do is you have lines that will build up the shapes. So you probably have to break it down into smaller squares. Because what I'm thinking is every time you do a direction change, you get like an angle. So I think every time you change direction, you should block out something. That one will be fun to think about. Let's see. So this one goes right for a period, then it goes down, then it goes right, then it goes down, then it goes right, then it goes down, then it goes left. Okay, at this point you have a square. Then it goes up, left, up, left, down, left, up, left, up. So basically this is the shape. I haven't taken the exact measurements, but this is like basically what it does. So all you know is the distance that you've traveled here. And my idea would be that every time that you take a corner, that you just yeah, you could do that probably. Then it would be this, then it would be this, then it would be this, 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 this. This one would complete it. Would it be enough to solve it? I'm just trying to see if there's a way to, just based on this one, to do something. Because I was thinking, like, if you just try to make triangles here. Oh no. So if you, the first time you go down, you have this down. Then you go right, so then you would have this one. Then you go down, you'd make this one. Then you go down. Let's see. You're here, you go down. This connects two behind. You go here, this one connects to two behind. You could do connects. This one should be here. Then you go down here, then you do this, and then you do this. Then you do this. then you'd get this, then you'd have this, then you'd have this, this. Pretty sure this won't work, right? And the final one will give you this. So I think that would leave out a large area. What you could do just trying to think if there's a because something tells me that you could just find a way to break this up into multiple smaller squares or triangles in this case. But and does it follow the rules? Because it depends on how it goes, right? Because this is inside, outside, and then it would have it would actually have another one here inside, and then another one this way, so that would have covered the entire thing already. So yeah, I had the same idea with triangles. I just not sure if I could make it work. What you could do is make like cubes out of it, out of every part. But you never know if it's going to go. It's hard to know which side you would have to take in this case. Well, once if this is your starting path and you travel this way, you know that this would be the inside. Well, no. Haha. You know, at least there's an A side and a B side, so you could actually do both. So you could, once you do this, but you're talking, when you were talking, I've gotten another idea. Okay. Because then here you will know that this side is on the A side. Voxelize it. I know what voxels are, every cube, but I'm not sure how. My knowledge is too limited to know exactly how you would use that to solve it. But just to complete my idea, if we do this and make squares every time, and we will mark them on inside or outside, or A and B, so this will add one to A, this one would add one to B. And then here this one would be added to B. This one would get added to A. Then you get this one added to B. Then you get sorry, then you would have this one like this added to B. From this one it would get added twice, but that is fine. Then you will get this one added to A. You will get this one added to B. This one added to A. you get this added to B twice. Then you get this one added to A. And then, let me see, you'd get this one added to B. And that would leave a section here that doesn't get filled, which is a pain. But, is there a way to calculate that as well? Basically, once you complete it, you might have to go to the next one to fill it. But no, I think there can be multiple shapes that won't cover this, which is a pain. Because this one is a tight one. If it's expanded further, you will have lots of concave or open area in the center. So that doesn't even solve it, which is a pain. Let me think. Can I think of another way to do this? Maybe you can draw the map from part 1. It's big but manageable. You will then see what kind of shape it is. Not sure what you mean, because the map will have a new... You mean like scaled or something? Or... Yeah, let me first actually write the new parser. I was so happy with part 1. Now they had to make me sad again. Let's see. So now this one becomes a more complex type. So we have the direction, distance. Actually, we can just do the same for part 2. Let's do directions part 2. And we don't need the color. We never needed the color. Okay, so let's do this is actually I just want to have it in one. This was a misdirect that we don't need. Direction P2. And then byte. No, this will be an int. Distance P2. Me too. I was like, phew, nice. Bring it on. And then, yeah. Well, at least it's a proper challenge again. So that is somewhat good. So we no longer do this. And we do X. We take 2 from the end. And this one becomes just the int from parse like this. And then we do X. I have to take that off. Let me see. The first 5 are this, yes. So the last one is just that. Let me see. So this one becomes byte.parse, and this will be just like this. Okay, let me just put this here. No comma. Cannot parse as a valid direction. Like this, and this one becomes this thing. Let me see, cannot explicitly enumerable. Okay, let me just make sure that I have this correctly. A direction and then an int. So that should be. No, this won't be the direction. I've switched them. I need to switch them up. Like this. Okay, my bad. And then take this one away. Like this. Okay. Okay. So one becomes right, down, left, up, and a final check there. Okay, so we have everything mapped out now for part 2 as well. For each of the directions, console outline. This one becomes dir dot direction part 2, dir dot distance part 2. Okay. Let's write this out. Boom, input string slash was not in a correct format. Okay. Actually, I need to have, haha. Like this. That one was correct. No. And this one needs to be 2 to, yes, 1 less. Actually like this, I think. Like this, right? If it will be, do you want the last check? Do we want this? Let me just set a breakpoint here. Okay, let's see. X is this. Oh, come on. Okay, what is X? Just X, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah, still getting used to this. And let's see if this one is correct, because I think it needs to be one more, right? Yes. So this one needs to be like this. Okay. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Wait, what? What happened here? Let me just run this again. How can X be null? up here. Let me do it again. Input. Why is this? I'm not evaluating this. I'm evaluating. Okay. Starting to get annoying. So what is the issue? Because it encounters nil somewhere and I don't understand why. Local, so, oh, local, why, where do I have local null? Local null? This is weird. I'm getting a weird error here. Ah, let me think. It could be because it's not powers of 2. Nope. How can X be null here? I don't understand at all. Oh, wait. Ah, yeah. I understand now. That's a good one, because I need to turn this one into a combined one here. Like this. Because this one expects from the split everyone, so I need to have like this. So this one will convert one value into 2. Sorry for that. Okay. What is the issue now? So this one becomes p2 dot direction, and this one p2 dot distance. No. Distance. Nice. Let's fix that. Distance. No, come on. Distance. Okay, now I need to fix that here as well. That's the only downside, you can't rename them with rename reference. Okay. And I should have some spaces here. Okay, I think that is fine. Let me go back to the test input to make sure that everything's parsed correctly. True. Okay, now we have this. Let's see. 4137, right down, left, up, down, left, up. Okay. And I think all these numbers are correct as well. Looks fine. So yeah, that works. We managed to solve that. At least the parsing is solved, so that's something. So after print map, I need to set the color to white again. Like this, okay, fine. Now what I could do is draw this out, scaled. The bounding box of part 2 is, yes, nice. That'll take a short while to dig. Let let me pop out chat here, so that I can show you what's going on. So this is what the bounding box of part 2 is over. Yeah, it's big. Okay, let me take that here. Boom, 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 boom. Let me make something that draws this at least. Boom, boom, boom. So let's do a void draw map. And this will be boom, boom, boom. Yes, graphics, GFX. This graphics from image. Bitmap BMP is new. Okay, and I need. Doesn't it like me to do graphic stuff with GDI Plus here? Okay, let me see. Boom. Using system drawing. Not sure what's wrong here. Is that because of the... It should be able to do this, right? I get all sorts of reference binding errors here. It's annoying. I wonder if it's the .NET version. Let's see. Need to add system.drawing.com, and well, I've never done that before because it usually just works. System.drawing. Okay, I'll install it. .NET 8 right now, I think 7 or 8. Okay. Let's just make it. Let's make it a 2K image for now. Yes, and I'll scale it down like a bunch. Let's see what were the test values again. Okay, so if I divide them by 1,000, it should be fine. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And it can go to negative space, but it's fine. We do float. Boom, 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 boom. No, not parallel. Let's draw out an image here. It's called G. I always call it GFX. GFX, a draw line. Stud red is fine. I can just specify the points x, comma y, comma. Oh yeah. int x, y. X is y is 0. For next is let me just do it like this. Current is 0.0. Next is current combine current, comma, directional move d dot direction. And I need to actually multiply this dependent distance. So let's add a modifier here. Int factor is 1. Like this. Actually, I should just leave those alone, because you don't want to multiply times 1 if you don't have to all the time. So let's just do this. Oh, let's make this mandatory. Okay, like this. Okay. Draw map. Like this, the distance. So now we can have current dot x dot goal divided by factor. Current dot row divided by factor. Next dot goal divided by factor. Next dot row divided by factor. This might not be perfect, and I actually need to set up a pen here. So for p is new pen, brushes.red, and then we do a width of 3 so that we can at least see it. So do p here. gfx.flush, yes, bmp.save. AOC23D18.bmp. Actually, I can save it as a PNG. Image format. Okay, system.drawing.image format. It's imaging. Doesn't it have that? So it has a reference to something that we don't have. Oh, it's just me. Okay, fine. Just run it with the default file handler, and let's also call it. Okay, draw a map. Okay, like this. Boom. The specified executable not valid application for this platform. What? Okay. Usually this will just launch it with the default file handler, but that is fine. It's a big image that is empty. Okay. just see what this would do. Ah, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. Dot P2 that direction. And this one will become, yes, like this. It still won't let me run it, so that is fine. Okay, so we have a line here. So why don't we have the rest of the lines? It goes up into negative space probably. Okay. So let's just say that we're at 1024 by 1024. Which is weird because it should always get back to the current position, but that is not the folder. Okay, it only draws one, and it also starts there again, but I set a different offset. I'm an idiot. I say that way too often. So current is next, like this. Okay, so this is the basic shape that it gives us for the test, and this still doesn't really help me though. Let's see. Basically what I would want to do is if the so I can do direction, previous direction. None. Okay. Let's see. This current direction is this one. And now what I want to do is actually probably try my idea. So what you could do if previous direction equals 90, rotate 90, current direction false, true. Let's see, if we take a left turn, we will consider it on the outside, otherwise false, inside, yes. And so the first time it won't matter, and now we can do previous direction is current direction. So what I can now do is actually fill rectangle, brushes dot orange, and I will need to change this because it will be a bounding box between the two. Int rx chat best formatting. Oh, I don't actually, this is all I see, so it might have been into the moderation queue somewhere. Let me see. We can add timestamps as well. I'll paste in Discord, sure. I'll check in a bit. Let me see. I can stop with this because that won't work anyways. Math.min current row current.call next.call y is math.min current.row next.row and then we have our x2 is math.max between all of these. Let me see, this will be this one lets us specify, yes, so rx, ry, rx2 minus rx, ry2 minus ry. This. Okay. And I can do the same for the inside, and I'll call this green. Oh, wait, what? That's interesting. Let's run this again. Previous direction is none, so let's run this again. So now it's right, so current direction is down. So right. Okay, so this one should evaluate to true. Zero width. Wait, what? I need to compare it to the previous point. 2 points ago, actually. Let me see. So we have before. So we have before is current. Current is next. Okay. Is that correct? So we shift them both one. So then this one should not be current and next, it should be for. me see, because before call can be not set here. Yes. Let's set before here. Before is current. And now this should at least give us a nice drawing. Haha! Okay, I messed it up completely. That is funny. That is funny. Oh no, this is my bad. I need to do this with the factors like this. Haha! Okay, so that's at least something. But as you can see, it leaves some gaps, and I think there's still an issue with, because I should be drawing this one here and it doesn't. I wonder, I got a new idea. If you take any 3 points in here to build all the triangles, so let me disable the flooding here. Let me just get rid of this completely. And go back to the way it was. What if you take any 3 points and build a triangle out of it? So like you take this one, and this one. No, where the axes align. They have to be where the axes align. So you take 2 where axes align, and then a 3rd one where the other axis aligns. Right, so let me just take this and see if I can explain this. We have this here. Let me just boom. Oh, and I still need to look at my Discord. What Amarte sent. Let me see. To get an idea for number, part 1 for my live data. Okay. Yeah, so you need to take into account one drawing. Yeah. My idea is basically if you can take 3 points with axes that align out of everything. So for this one, that would mean you take this one plus this one plus this one. That's 1, right? That's 1 set. And then you take this one, and this one. And you just make a square out of it. And then you take this one, and this one, and this one. But the one that you take is outside of the area there. And I wonder if you can detect this. because something tells me like you can always take 3 points where the axis of at least 2 of them align for every one of them. And I think you could do something with that. And then you need to know if it's in or outside. Because basically, if you can take this area off, and then you can take this area off, and you can take this area off, and take this small area off, you're there. So I was just thinking, like, if you do a bounding box, can you figure out a way to cut out the parts that shouldn't be there? And I think that should be for every point that aligns with the edge, with the bounding box. You should be able to build something out of that. At least that's my idea. In this example, yes, but not sure in complex mesh. Yeah, but that okay. But then I go back to my taking any 3 point with aligning axes, and I think you could probably do something with that, right? Because let me just draw them out here. So that would be this one. You'd have one here. That would be this one. Then this, and you would have to know that this is inside. Then for this one, you can negate this one. You can make this to be this one on the inside. You can take these two with this one to take this whole box off. Then you can take these two for this line. You can have this line. That still leaves you up with this area here. Damn it. Thought I had something there. I think I need to let this simmer, which basically means I need to stop and go do some paid work now. And I probably won't be able to resist looking at Reddit to see how other people solve this. My mind tells me that I'm close to finding a way to do it, but I currently don't see it right now, which is a shame. Yeah, this is a very interesting problem. I'd love to have like more time to work on this, but yeah, looking at the clock, it's already past noon. I think I'll leave it here for now. If you come up with an example, I'll be very happy to look at it, Amartey. Yeah, I'll go back to my idea of voxels. Love to see it. I love to see it. I think I will go do some work now and then maybe come back and take a look at what Reddit did later, or if somebody posted to my Discord. I will check the Discord first later to see if you come up with something cool. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, let's end the stream here today. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. Martin says, I tried triangulation, but it was off by a couple million double precision and overlap. Yeah, okay. That's annoying. Yes. Okay. Yes, let's end it here. It was a really fun challenge. I had fun. I hope you had fun as well. And see you again tomorrow. And let's get back to this problem statement tomorrow and see what happens. Or maybe if I find something and I have time in the evening, maybe that I'll do another stream, but I can't promise that. So for now, thank you. It's been fun and hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.